The following show is for entertainment purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Empire Media LLC, its subsidiaries, affiliates, sponsors, and advertisers.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 131 of Motor City Uncut, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. Back after we were off last week, joined each and every week by Major Sports Network founder Adam Hernandez, across from me, and next to me on my left is, still doesn't have a job title. He's got to really come up with a new bit, Shawn Bell. Thanks for joining us, guys. So, off last week, like we said, not that there's really much to talk about in this slow sports time of the year. But here, nevertheless, the Detroit sports world has bared us an hour's worth of content for this week. So if you want to join us on the phones, give us a ring at 203-71-TMSNX. That's 203-718-6769. There's a Google Voice number. We are not in Connecticut. We swear.
What, we're not?
No.
Whoa, I'm confused right now.
We're in Southeast Michigan in an undisclosed bunker.
Sure.
Please don't look at the metadata and find us. All right, so with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Much to do about nothing. That's kind of my feelings on Bob Quinn's comments about prospect Joe Mixon, running back from Oklahoma. But it is not for the reasons you think before you start typing, women beater apologist. That's not. It's not why. I think my comments could be summarized as nothing to see here. Move along. So let's get you Quinn's comments here. Bob Quinn was asked in media availability whether or not running back Joe Mixon was on his let's call it their big board. He said, "You know what? We're going to leave the door open." And then quote for the rest of it. I think it was really disappointing that Joe's not here, meaning not at the NFL Combine. I think it's really disappointing that Joe's not here. We come here to see some of the best college football players, and there's 330 or 340 something players here, and for him not to be here because of those issues, personally, I really don't think it's fair. We have a lot of investigating we want to do on him. And to get him in this one spot for all the teams to do that would be great. I'm not part of those decisions about how guys are chosen, but I think it's a disappointment when guys like him and a few others that you can put in that category that we're going to be chasing around word of mouth in March and April. It's really unfair to those players, to be honest with you. And when pressed on it, you know what, the door's on whether or not Joe Mixon would be on their draft board. He said, Quinn, quote, "The door is open." We'd like to get a chance to sit down with the people who know Joe and see what the circumstances were surrounding the incident. And for those who don't know who have had their heads under a rock and haven't seen what the video of the Joe Mixon incident, you can find that on our website at detroit.themajors.net, or just use your Google machine that's probably right in your hand as you're watching this live stream. Just Google Joe Mixon, you'll find it. Joe?
But preferably go on our website.
Yes, please. We love your clicks. All right. So with that being said, he slugs a lady that you can see on security camera what looks like a restaurant, and was suspended during the 2014 season after punching somebody else. Cool. Guys have strong feelings on this at all? Before I get into my thoughts about it, is this the right thing, or is this something you want coming out of the mouth of your general manager?
First of all, I want to know why it's unfair. Sorry, Shawn. Let me just
okay.
let me just step in here for a
step
second.
in. Do that. Jeez.
I want to know why it's unfair this guy is not at the Combine. I mean, first of all, on two different fronts here. Did Bob Quinn not see the video of him taking a right hook at this girl? First of all, Joe Mixon is lucky he didn't kill this girl.
Oh, absolutely.
He's lucky he didn't kill this girl. Second, and this kind of goes along with the rest of the combine, but Joe Mixon in particular, just because that's the guy we're talking about right now. If he's not there at the combine, do people really not know what this guy's all about? As far as on the football field, people have a pretty good idea on this guy's skill set. I mean, it's not like
He's got pretty extensive tape.
Yeah, it's not like he went to Albion College and we're gonna have some trouble digging up some YouTube video on him. This is Joe Mixon. He played in the Big 12 with Oklahoma. Go and find the tape. I can go and find the tape right now if you want me to.
It'll be about a 30-second YouTube search, and you could probably come up with about 20 minutes worth.
Yep. And you know what? I sit down with my scouts, and we go over all of the tape that we can
And you know what?
find
If we want to question his speed or his 3-cone drill or see how many reps he can bench on the bench press, we bring him in for a private workout later.
Exactly.
You can't do that. You guys get brought in by teams all the time for private workouts.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else you want to add to that?
And he's a dirtbag of a human being.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I don't want that on my team.
No.
I know
Mhm.
people are going to look at the Lions and they're going to say, you know what? I just want to win. And I get it.
Yeah.
I want to win too, but not at the expense of bringing in a guy like Joe Mixon.
He's not a guy that I believe that is going to change the entire program and we're going to start winning again or whatever. I think that was just, in my opinion, he should have not said anything. Should have kept quiet. Like you said, Dorf, bring him in for, a private workout, whatever, down the road. Do your own scouting. Do your own combine with him or whatever. Or combine, not Columbine.
Please don't.
Combine.
Please no Columbining anybody.
But yeah, no. I agree with Adam too. I don't want somebody with that mentality in our locker room. Obviously we're a team. We're on how I see the Lions are on the edge of just missing that one key running back or whatever to help out that offense some more. But he's not that guy. He's just, no. That attitude is going to bring down the locker room so quickly.
You know what? My gripe about this whole situation, like I said, like I teased, it's not necessarily Joe Mixon, but it's Bob Quinn here. What are you doing putting yourself in this spot? So now if you were seriously considering drafting him, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Exactly.
You know what? You have set this guy up to be the most hated man in the city of Detroit, at least sports-wise, the second you draft him, assuming you do. Or you've tipped off the other 31 teams to your draft plans, oh shit, the Lions really do think that they are really desperate. Boy, do they think they need something at running back. And guess what? That's now leverage. For the rest of this offseason.
Exactly.
You have detailed, oh shit, they don't think the combination of Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah and Zach Zenner can get it done at a high level. They're desperate. You know what, Bob? Do your homework on him. Have your scouting department give you the full rundown. If you want to know more, bring him in for a private workout. Use one of those Air Fingers, quote, security consultants, you mean fixers, to go do the dirty work behind the scenes and figure out really what this guy's about. If you want him that bad or even considering him, do it quietly.
Yes.
Making a public statement to this effect does you nothing.
Right.
Just to the point last offseason where he said we have a zero tolerance policy for anything, and then somebody does it 3 weeks later. What do you know? He's still on the team.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, Dorf.
You've set yourself up for failure no matter what happens.
Yes.
This does nothing for the situation. I mean, what we have here is a front office guy just opening his mouth a little bit too much. I mean, we've talked about it many times before, but the Jimmy Del Villano thing with Anthony Amantha. I mean, that was another instance of a front office guy opening his mouth too much. And yeah, I know he's the vice president, so I don't know if you want to put him that much in the front office, but still, he's going to have an influence. There's no need for it. You're absolutely right, Dorf. There's no need for it on multiple levels. I mean, the other moral standpoint I'm taking on this too is how long is the NFL going to keep enabling something like this? I mean, it sucks. It sucks. I talk about that little on the Majors Live tonight as well. So stay tuned for that. 8:00 Eastern Time. over on themajors.net. Go ahead, Dorf.
Hashtag shameless plug. And you know what? Bottom line, Bob, learn from Darth Hoodie. No comment.
Mhm.
I have no comment.
Hey, you had the opportunity. I'm sure he did.
Unless, of course, you know what? It's come down from, Darth Martha on high that we will not have none of them women beaters on our team. Then, you know what? Come out and say, you know what? Joe is not on our draft board. We find what he did reprehensible, and that eliminates him from being considered during
Obviously,
our draft
that's
process.
not what
Yeah,
happened.
that's
And
not.
if that's not the case, I have no memorize this phrase. I have no comment.
Mhm.
Is
Ta-da!
this a mistake of a young GM?
A young general
Yes.
manager. You want to share too much.
Mhm.
Shut up. It does nothing for you to talk. You get nothing. It's one thing to say, you know what, local prospect A is somebody we're really excited about because you know what, it keeps people talking about your team. You know what? Oh man, we're really excited about that Taco Charlton kid or Chris Wormley or Malik McDowell. God, we would be really fortunate if he fell to us at number 21. Cool. You're hyping up the local kid.
Hey, that 4.62 by Jabril Peppers.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, and
4.46, wasn't it?
I can't. Whatever.
A 4.40 by Jabril Peppers.
who's
You
a
know what?
linebacker?
He's going to be a real special player for somebody one of these days. Awesome. You know what? Fine. You've hyped up the local kids.
Yeah, was he the fastest linebacker?
Yes, he was the fastest linebacker.
Because he's not a fucking linebacker.
He's like half the size of a linebacker.
He, like I said, everybody out there is like, dude, he's like 6'1". I'm like, bullshit. He's 5'10". No, he's not 6'1". That's what the roster says.
Yeah, the roster says, but he's actually 5'10".
He's 5'10", like I told you, bastards, for the last year and a half. Ugh.
He could be 5'11".
Okay, he is technically
With his cleats on, okay?
by the combine measurement is 5'11" or 5'10" and 7/8. So let's round to 5'11". He's sub 6 foot. He's not a goddamn linebacker.
Can I just say this? I'm so glad that Jabril Peppers is being smart about this too. You know,
I feel like it could be a pretty fucking good safety.
Yeah, during all of his interviews, it seems like he's like, I'm a safety.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going. See, like I said, I'm glad he's saying that because a lot of guys go to that next level and they're like, you know, I could play linebacker. You know,
I could be an offensive tackle too.
I'm glad Jabril Peppers is out there saying no. I'm a safety.
Just don't ask me to cover anybody.
Did you hear some of the guys saying that? I forgot who it was. Somebody on Twitter said he was talking to a couple of NFL executives and they thought that he might be a better offensive player than a defensive player.
And you know what? I don't think they would be necessarily wrong.
Yeah.
He's not a very good. He
He's
can't
not-
cover anybody.
Yeah. And he's not the greatest tackler either.
He's going to be asked to be covered.
Yeah, but you're not asking him to cover anybody if you're playing
He's
safety.
actually pretty
though.
good. Yeah, you are. In today's NFL, he's covering tight ends or slot receivers one-on-one. He wouldn't be able. The only thing he would.
Okay. Well, he'll be a system guy.
So,
Then.
so you think he can?
If you use him like Earl Thomas, where you don't ask Earl Thomas to cover anybody either.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're gonna have
Hold
a
on. Hold on. If you're gonna be a zone coverage team, then Jabril Peppers would be fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put him in the Seahawks system where they just sit and play cover 3 sky and say, "I
Yeah.
dare you to go long."
That's why I said he's a system guy.
Yeah, and you put Earl Thomas down in the box, who's essentially a linebacker that starts at 11 yards. That's fine. You can use him like that.
Can you picture him trying to cover somebody from like on the
if
Saints
you-
or
if you're
like
gonna
Cooks or Tom or something like the
No,
slot
it's
receivers
gonna-
like that?
he wouldn't end up on.
I'm just saying. I'm saying some people like that for when it comes to slots. Just imagine him
he's gonna
trying.
have to cover a guy like Cole Beasley or something like that.
No, what's going to happen? And again, because of his size, look, he has a ton of talent,
Right.
But because of his size, yes, he's going to have to be a zone coverage guy in a specific system. If you have him go up and line up against big time NFL players, you're going to see much of the same that happened to him when the Big Ten schedule rolled around. When you're sitting here playing him at linebacker and having him go one-on-one against another team's big between the tackle running back or whoever, he's going to be put on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing: if anybody who says, "Oh, he could be the next Dion Buchanan,"
No.
guy who played safety in college and is now the middle linebacker for the Cardinals, Dion Buchanan is 6'2".
Yes.
Ha! You can't play linebacker when your arms are this long. You have to be able to keep guys off of you. And,
Yes, you
and
can. You can kind of.
Yeah, he
Go
can.
like
You
yeah,
can't
he's
play
like, he had those
linebacker.
T-Rex arms. He's like, nah.
You can't play linebacker with T-Rex arms. So
Yeah,
anyway,
you can.
now that we've derailed this topic into let's rip on Jabril Pepper's day.
You just can't really. You
Yeah.
just can't really. You
You
play
just kinda-
lineman
you-
because
you
you can't
kinda-
get
you're
your
like
arms
do-
out, but you can do
You're
that.
just doing like a chest pump on him. You're like,
and you're going to be on your ass doing that. Like, I'm dead. All right. Anyway, moving on. Why is all of a sudden everybody here want Ken Holland fired? You know what? I have been a vocal critic of Ken Holland for a long time. This isn't something new to me, but you see a lot of the bread and butter Detroit Red Wings fans, especially the ones we deal with on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Majors Detroit. Shameless plug. All of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we got the worst team in hockey. Fire Ken Holland because he sold at the deadline." You're second to last place in the Atlantic. You're 10 out of the final wild card spot with what, like 20 games to go. You're not making up that deficit. What you got is as compensation for the 4 guys you dealt is more than fair. Absolutely. You know what? You might be able to bitch about the Vanek deal because you know what? You may not like the prospect, but a pick and a prospect, former first rounder, yeah, it was a little bit a while ago, but you know what? A pick and a prospect for a guy on an expiring deal is not a bad deal. And you know what? You got a second and third for Brendan Smith and a 3 for Thomas Yurko, a guy who hasn't registered a point for you all year and is a healthy scratch on a bad team. You got a third rounder next year for that.
You're missing one.
I know. I haven't forgotten about Steve Ott.
Okay.
Gosh.
The fact that you got more than a bag of used practice pucks for Steve Ott is a miracle. You got you know what? A 6th rounder in 2018 is, you know what it's probably going to amount to? But the fact you got something more than used chewing gum, practice pucks, and, some Gatorade powder, it's a miracle. Why is everybody upset with you didn't have anything to sell? Because what you have is all either stuff you want to hold on to because they're still young, or on contracts that make them impossible to move at the deadline in season.
Are you answering your own question?
I am answering my own question. I'm kind of yelling at everybody else. What did you want him to do? You know what? What little you had to move, he moved. And you know what? He moved 3 things, arguably, that why would anybody else want?
Look, I think there's legit, and look, I will preface this right now, and if you've listened to the Majors, any of the Majors broadcasts before, whether it's the Majors Live or Motor City Uncut or whatever, I like Ken Holland. I think Ken Holland is one of the best general managers in the NHL.
One might characterize you as a Ken Holland apologist.
Maybe, but the Red Wings have done a lot under Ken Holland's tenure.
Absolutely.
So,
and our differences in that, could be summarized as what have you done for me lately?
Sure. But again, I could see why people would want Ken Holland fired. Except the difference is the reasons why people wanted Ken Holland fired after the trade deadline are vastly different from what I could see on social media than the reasons why people wanted Ken Holland fired prior to. I think it's very reasonable to think that you want Ken Holland fired because A, there's bad contracts on the Red Wings. B, they may not be setting themselves up for success next season or maybe the season after, which led to the selling this year at the deadline. Now, I think people are fooling themselves if they believe that the Red Wings are going to be competitive and make the playoffs every single season. What the Wings have been able to do
is a fluke miracle
during that time span. What is it? It's 25
nature.
straight seasons of making the playoffs.
Every year since I've been alive.
Yes, let's put this in perspective, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That is a quarter of a century. A quarter of a century, the Red Wings have been making the playoffs. Think about that. What was everybody doing in 1990?
I was 4 years old, so I was probably playing outside.
1990, I was -1.
Yeah. I can't even tell you what I was doing in 1990 right now. I can't. I think my brother was just born.
Mhm.
And I think I was at the hospital visiting my brother when he was, when he was born. Like I said, that's, and I think I was in first or second grade. I can't remember.
Mhm.
One of the two.
I was just starting preschool, if you want to call it.
That's the time span that we've had here between the Red Wings not making the playoffs then and the Red Wings not making the playoffs now.
They're not officially eliminated.
No,
yet.
they're not. They're not, but they probably
They
will
will
be here
soon.
soon. Again, relatively speaking, what the Red Wings did this season as far as the trade deadline goes, people aren't satisfied with the Thomas Vanek trade. Okay. But you know what? That's relative because because Ken Holland was able to go out and get a 6-rounder for Steve Ott, a 2 and a 3 for Brendan Smith, which is probably the biggest disappointment out of this whole entire trade deadline. The fact that maybe they gave up a little bit too early on Brendan Smith, and
He's
maybe
an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
and maybe well, not only that, but maybe the Red Wings' system wasn't the best for Brendan Smith.
Fair.
And that you got a 3rd rounder for Thomas Jerko.
A guy who was a healthy scratch
Yes.
on a shit team.
A guy who, yes, YouTube videos aside, because the only thing Thomas Jerko's ever done for his hockey career was what he's been able to do on YouTube. He's done nothing for the Red Wings, you guys. Nothing. And I don't know what people are all up in arms with when it comes to that. Thomas Jerko was shit. He was hot garbage. I'm glad he's gone. The only thing Thomas Jerko was good for was fucking bitching about his playing time.
I'm the last man on the I'm the 20th man on the 20-man roster. I demand to be traded.
Now, relatively speaking, the Thomas Vanek trade, yeah, it doesn't look as good when you compare it to stuff like that. However, any other year, Dorf, Shawn, a 3 and a player is fine compensation for Thomas Vanek, a guy who had injury problems.
Let's remove the name from it. A guy who's got 15 goals, couple injury stints missed.
No, he's productive.
Very
15 goals,
15 goals is productive.
It's productive.
I'm not knocking that, and doesn't really provide much on the defensive end.
He's also going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. So there's no guarantee the team that got him, Florida, is going to be able to retain him at the end of the year or going into next season. Keep in mind too, another thing. This is an expansion year, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are going to have to compensate for that. That's something else that are on general managers' plates this year.
We're going to be losing a guy off our roster somehow.
So,
okay, Shawn, hockey's not your thing. You got anything?
Nope, I'm good. Oh no, hockey.
No. Anytime
listen.
we talk hockey, Shawn is just, you know what?
That's when I can get time. I can just do stuff on the computer and all that stuff and focus. I listen to you guys. I know the game of hockey really easy. I just don't follow the names and all that stuff. And
you can't ice fish on it.
Yes, I can.
Not
I can.
at an NHL.
Not on no. Because
On a
I'm pretty sure if you see me drilling a hole in the ice in the middle of the ice rink,
isn't hockey ice only 3 or 4 inches thick?
Yeah, something like that.
NHL ice.
Yeah, but there's no fish.
Yeah, there's no fish or water underneath.
It's concrete.
Yeah, and usually when I'm ice fishing, there's usually about 10 to 15 inches of ice.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's any more than 3 inches.
I've gone on 3 inches before.
Have you?
Yeah, it's
You,
sketchy.
sir, are
It's
are
sketchy.
hard.
It's very sketchy, but that's when you actually catch the better fish.
Yeah, right. You're gonna be dead.
And that's also when you catch the dead.
Somewhat.
All right, moving on. Third topic of the night. Your Detroit Tigers are getting pounded, to put it nicely, in spring training so far. A 2-7 record against everybody not named Florida Southern. And overall, including the victory over Florida Southern, have been outscored 82-45, including a couple of shutouts. Are we concerned, guys? Or-
Nope.
No.
No.
All right,
No.
good topic. Good talk. Next.
What's to be concerned about?
Yeah.
What's going on here? guys are trying out some new stuff.
They're playing a little bit of everybody here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I know Daniel Norris had a shaky outing his first start, but he was good the other day.
Mhm.
I mean, Michael Fulmer sprained his ankle. Isn't going to be playing in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh,
yeah,
shucks.
shucks. Sorry about that. I don't know. I don't get concerned about spring training. The only thing that concerns me about spring training is whether or not everybody's going to make it out healthy. Whether or
And
not
the only person, Fulmer, minor ankle injury, prospect Adam Ravenel, super dark, long shot to make the team out of camp, but probably on a call-up list at some point this year. Had an appointment with one Dr. Andrews.
great.
MRI did not show structural damage, but they were still seeking a second opinion. Guy of hard throwing reliever like himself, wouldn't be surprised if his elbow didn't go.
Mhm.
So, other than that, I mean, they're healthy.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's early. It's
are.
been like what, a week and a half almost since they've been out, and
Yeah, they're 10
everybody-
days into games.
right. And like most people are going to struggle.
Sorry, 9 days. They played one split squad day.
I'm gonna say they're going to struggle right now. They're just getting the kinks out.
But nobody else is. That's my point.
Are you concerned?
No, I'm just trying to stir the pot here.
No, I'm not concerned. Like, I don't want to go into the next segment for you or anything.
Go ahead.
You want me to? Okay, I'll go in there. The only thing that I see that's concerning in here is we're wasting too much time on Mike Pelfrey and Anibal Sanchez.
That was my next point. The guys
Exactly. We're wasting too much time on these guys. To be how I see it right now, I know it's just been like that week and a half, but both those guys have just been. They can't hit a strike like if they're left dependent on it, and then when they throw a strike, the ball just flies about 300 feet over the fence.
Yeah.
And how I see it right now, Pelfrey, $8 million right there. Just pay him to get the hell out of here. Quit wasting the time on him. Let's focus on some of these youngsters and see what they can do. Sanchez is a little more different because we're paying $16.5 million.
And then you've got a $16.8 with a $5 million buyout. So you're looking at a $21.8 million for this year.
Right. So you kind of have to kind of keep him with like Sanchez. And that's the thing, like hopefully how I see
Let's
it.
look at their stat line so far this year. So Anibal Sanchez
I know
in 2 games, a 23.62 ERA, which covers 2 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. 3 home runs allowed, 2 home runs allowed, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a .529 batting average against. Mike Pelfrey, he's double better with a 12 ERA in 3 games with covering 6 innings. He has allowed 12 hits, 8 runs, all earned. He hasn't given up a bomb, so that's something. 3 walks, 2 Ks with a .429 batting average. Stellar. Mark Lowe, another dead weight contract, $5 million this year. 2 2/3 innings over 3 appearances, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 home runs allowed, 1 walk, 5 Ks.
No one else is struggling. Shane Green.
Yep, Shane Green's been pounded.
Mm-hmm.
Pounded pretty good.
And who else?
8
Also,
hits and 5 earned in 3 innings.
you know who else is getting rocked right now?
The Rondon zone.
Yep. So basically 5 key players right there that we're expecting to be on.
5 guys that will make your bullpen or your roster in some capacity to start the year.
Is just getting shelled.
Have like an average ERA of 14.
I know, and like I said, like the Pelfrey part.
I think Dorf's concerned.
I think so too. Like I said,
Everybody panic!
it's like the Titanic, but it's full of bears. But no, like
If you have small children, use them as human shields.
but no, seriously, I'm like to this point right now, how I see it. If I was Al Vila or Chris Illich, I would be like, Pelfrey, here's your $8 million. Get your shit out the store and never come back again.
Yeah, but you know what? You're speaking like a fan right now. I don't think
I
I
know-
don't
I
think
know-
Chris Illich is a fan.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just
You know why they're not going to do that? Because Brad Ausmus is still the manager.
yes.
And they're not going to spend any more money to get guys to go away or play for another team.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Fire in the hole.
Safe Team Venezuela wins. the entire baseball classic.
Okay.
Will Omar Vizquel be the Tigers' next manager?
No.
You don't think so?
No. The next Tigers manager, assuming Brett Ausmus is not extended at some point this season, please, Jesus God, don't do it.
Lloyd McClendon.
No.
He's not sitting on the bench right now.
Right.
The next manager is not within. I don't think he's in the organization.
I hope
I
not.
don't think so either.
I hope not.
It's going to be whoever, it's going to be a
But
good-
you don't think, like, because now how they always try to keep, people in together, whatever. Obviously, Ausmus played for the Tigers, so they brought him in. But you don't think
Omar Vizquel could be managing the team by the end of the season.
that I wouldn't mind that.
Now,
I wouldn't mind that.
Interim manager because Brad was fired some point during the year. Okay.
I'd love to see
I
that.
think honestly, I think Lloyd McClendon gets that call just because of the experience card.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see Omar Vizquel.
I would love to see that too.
Lucas already talked about the next Tigers manager. I want to see Vizquel.
No, this is good content. Keep going.
Because we already know what Gene Lamont does.
Yes.
We already saw what Lloyd McClendon does.
Stop!
I want to see.
He's looking at the crowd.
We're allergic to scoring runs. Stop!
I want to see what Omar Vizquel does.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that because obviously, what if Team Venezuela wins? Like, this smashes everybody, and and then they say like, "Oh, this guy looks like he can manage." And then looks at Ausmus and sees what he's doing. And be like, "Yeah."
Who's the Tigers' third base coach again?
Dave Clark.
Yeah,
I want to see him. I want to see his signs from the bench.
Dude's got a super strong windmill game.
He'd be good at cricket.
I want to see like a national TV game happen, where ESPN gets the cameras going along the third baseline, and he backs up so much. I want to see him windmill right this song.
Right into the camera. Any concerned guys that JD Martinez has struck out in 7 of his 15 at bats?
No. I'm not worried whatsoever, to be honest. It's early. I'm like, it's not the easiest thing to, have that much time off and then come back in the spring training. Obviously, you're seeing it in the
I'm gonna be
cage.
hard pressed to be concerned this early.
No, yeah, it's.
Yeah, your gem of the offseason, Mickey Matuk, is hitting a wonderful 063.
Well, you see, that would be something that concerned me a little bit more than anything else, really.
Well, that's just going to show me that Jacoby Jones is going to be our starting center fielder. He's not doing as much better, but
yeah, actually 333, but everything's only been a single.
Mm-hmm.
What's his OPS?
708.
It's not bad.
Yeah, he hasn't struck out yet. Or he's only struck out twice in 15 at bats. Keep that right up, and you'll be a very productive player. And Steven Moya is not making it easy. 294 so far this spring.
Bad.
All right. Quickly, I'm going to put y'all on the spot here. You're not be held to this when it comes to postseason grading. How well will the Detroit Tigers do this season? How many games are we looking? How many games do they win? If they don't win the division, how far are they out?
Like out of the wild card
out of
or
the division.
Division?
How many games will they finish out of the division if they do not win the division in your mind? So, Shawn, you're up, sir. Wearing that dirty San Francisco Giants hat, you dirty, dirty traitor.
I've got a Blue Jays hat.
Yeah, no.
You're both dirty traitors.
I'm gonna go with 92 wins
Really?
because of how bad the division is.
Where do you get your crack from?
No, I really think
I want
think
some
we're
of
gonna
that.
get 92 wins. It's gonna be a race with the Indians for sure, but how bad the Royals are now, the Twins and the White Sox, I think it's gonna push up, the wins. I'm like, if they weren't so bad,
Don't sleep on the Twins, man.
no, I don't think.
Are they playoffs good? No, but they're going to be so much better than they were last year.
No, but I think the Tigers are gonna have 92 wins.
I also think you're insane, Adam. What's your? You have them winning the division with 92. 93 won it last year.
Yes.
Okay. What you got?
88 wins.
Division winner or not?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all are no fun. I'm going to have them win 82 games, so they'll be 2 games over. And I will have them finishing 9 out.
You think that-
third?
So you're calling the Indians going to win it again?
I think the Indians will win it. And I don't think, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Twins don't finish second with like 83 wins.
What kind of crack are you smoking?
Who's the manager of the Twins again?
Yeah.
What's his nuts? Paul
Paul
Molitor.
Molitor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The AL Central has the worst contingent of managers.
They've got hashtag Yoasted and
You
Yost,
got
Osmus,
Osmus,
Mulder.
Tito.
Oh my gosh.
what's his nuts? The new guy in Chicago. I don't even remember who that is.
No.
He's just gonna.
Robin Ventura at least got out while he could.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a very interesting year. That's all I gotta say.
I just think y'all are whack thinking 92 wins.
I really do think 92 wins.
Crack is whack, man. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, because of Mike Ilitch passing away, it's gonna change the whole.
Oh, come on!
I'm just kidding with you guys. I would knew you guys were
Thankfully.
gonna be.
Thank you.
But no, no, I just think that
seriously, man, Crack is whack.
I think they're gonna be the pitching staff's gonna be a lot better.
Look, I don't think Cleveland's going to have nearly
No.
the success they
No,
had against
I don't think so
Detroit
either.
this year.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland's going to be dramatically come back down to earth a little bit too.
Obviously,
I'm sorry, I thought the Tigers underachieved last year. Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
No, like obviously with the Indians, they have a strong 3, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold off what they did last year. Like you said, they're going to come back down to earth, and obviously they got to get to Miller and Allen to close games out,
just like everybody else. I mean, at the same time, I think you're going to get the Indians are going to get more of the catcher position this year. There's no way guys of their talent that beyond Gomes or Roberto Perez will be that bad offensively again. Their push on the infield, although I don't think Jose Ramirez will have as nice as a year. And then you've got they added Edwin Encarnacion. And Sean's second favorite player, Michael Brantley should be healthy and ready to go.
Actually, no, they're already saying he's probably going to miss part of the beginning of the season.
Oh, shit. Are they
Michael
really?
Brantley's your favorite one?
No, I don't know where. I just like him. It's not one of my favorite, but I think he's good.
He has a Michael Brantley poster on his wall in his bedroom.
How do you know? Are you saying you came over last night?
Actually, I've never been to your place.
But no, I'm like
he does have Michael Brantley.
I just think he's a good player, and when he's healthy,
Michael!
That's what I'm saying. But he's very injury prone, and they're already saying he's probably going to miss part of the beginning.
What
of
is
the
it
season.
with Sean and injury prone?
I know, right?
Stars?
That's so funny. That is
he's got
true.
a boner for Troy Tulowitzki.
Speaking Scott Casimir, who did.
And
who
Scott
was,
Casimir.
Did you see what he just pulled his hip yesterday? You see that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was like, what is going on with these guys?
Sean loves all the guys that spend more time on the disabled list. Than
That's
on the
funny.
field.
Hey,
Yeah, that's true.
are you making more bets with your brother?
No, I haven't done that.
Casimir and
I
Porcello?
haven't done that like since the year that I won like 3 years ago. I haven't done it.
You didn't win shit with that.
Yeah, I did. He had better stats than Porcello that year.
God.
Yeah, he did. That was like his bounce back year. That's how he got his contract with the Dodgers. And then he's been on the DL.
Go ahead, Dorf. I can't wait till we get to our baseball predictions sometime down the road.
I know. I'm
Yeah, we'll do
excited.
that. We'll do that before opening day. But
Sean picks the
hey, as long as I don't pick the Houston
Tampa Bay
Astros-
Rays to win it all.
Yeah, as long as
I didn't pick. I had
But
I had the Diamondbacks last year, and then
that
we
may
changed
be-
that.
No, you had the Orioles going.
Oh, I had them going at the first round. I
had-
had the Mets and the Orioles in the World Series.
What did I had? Astros Cubs? Is that what I had?
Last year?
Yeah.
No, you had Astros and the Giants.
Oh, okay. That's fairly close.
And I had the
Not.
I had the Mets and Orioles going to the World Series.
What'd you have? You had Cubs and you
Cubs
did
and-
call the Cubs at
Yeah,
the beginning of
Cubs
the year.
and Blue Jays.
It's pretty close, man. That was pre-opening day predictions last year.
I always say you and I were the only ones that had both our teams in the playoffs right
I'm
off the bat.
expecting big things from the Blue Jays too this year.
Possible.
I mean, that's gonna be a lot to ask to replace the thundering bat of Edwin Encarnacion.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. All right, time to play bracketologist here. On the bubble, Michigan and Michigan State, are they going dancing? According to ESPN's bracketologist Joe Lunardi, the man who essentially perfected said science, he has Michigan as the 8th seed in the East, and Michigan State is the 9th seed in the South. And the Big Ten tournament starts Wednesday? Neither team plays till Thursday, however. How many games in the Big Ten tournament do you feel that either squad needs to win to lock in their berth?
I want to see 2 wins from each.
Yes.
team.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State got a fucking great draw. So they better. They fucking better.
Yeah, these last two losses though to Maryland and Illinois certainly didn't help their case.
They're 18-13 now, and somebody still has them in.
You guys see that Northwestern game with Michigan?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, dear John Beeline, don't have Derek Walton trying to guard a guy who's 6'9".
Seriously, did that not look like Packers Lions?
Yeah. Oh, we were expecting the pass it back and forth thing.
I mean, did that not look like Aaron Rodgers with a Hail Mary? Nobody down there covering.
DJ Wilson. I'm just gonna let the ball go over top of me.
I was so mad. I was just like, how did the? I'm like, really? Like, really?
I want to see, like I said, I want to see 2 wins in the tournament.
Mhm.
I was just sitting in front of the TV watching the end of that because I didn't watch the whole thing. I was waiting for Michigan State to come on, my team, and I saw that. I was just like, ah.
Good for Northwestern though.
Yeah.
Hey man, get that. What was the last time you made the tournament? Never.
Yeah, they're going to be out in the first round too. So.
Well, whatever. You know what? I don't know about that. If they get a,
Well, yeah, it depends on what their draw is. So.
We'll see.
Whatever.
I'm not likely to pencil them in as a first round winner in my bracket, but you know what? They'll at least break that streak.
I see the bracket first.
Yep. All right. Is Michigan State earned this bid in your guys' estimation, or is this the, it isn't March without Izzo?
If they
Gotta
win,
put 'em in there.
if they win 2 games, if they win
They've only
2
got
games, in the
18
tournament.
wins.
I know. If they win 2 games, look, it comes with the territory. I
don't think they deserve to be in.
Do you think Roy Williams and
Roy
Coach
Williams-
K and Coach K are
Yeah,
gonna get,
you know what? They don't win 18 games and squeak in by the hair of their teeth.
I know, but are they gonna get special consideration based on who they are and who they coach?
No.
Probably.
So, I mean, it's the makeup of college basketball, man. Like I said, the tournament dictates what happens to some extent as far as your NCAA tournament hopes go. And if they win 2 games in the tournament, then yes, you start to make a better case.
So Michigan State
Yes,
gets the winner of the 12-13 game, which is Nebraska Penn State. They did lose to Penn State early in the year, but did beat Nebraska twice, if I remember correctly. And then when they win that game, they get Minnesota, who they beat twice. So look, they're into the semifinals there. They have a very good draw. Michigan takes on Illinois in the 8-9 game. Illinois is playing very, very good basketball down the stretch. And to their credit, so are the Wolverines. Very good basketball down the stretch.
What do you think Michigan State has to do then? Well, either team. What do you think either team has to do?
I want 2 wins out of both of them.
So
It won't happen. I would think 2 wins are necessary because you know what, Michigan State. If you look at like those wins against RPI top 50, they technically have 7. I don't think any of those teams that they've beaten are any good. And then one bad loss that they get dinged for is that loss against Northeastern at the very beginning of the year. Shit loss, should have never happened. But you know what? The number of wins you have, the digit still begins with 1. It's not enough for me. I need that to be at least 20 wins for me to feel comfortable about that. And you know what? Teams make it occasionally at large in these type scenarios with 18 or 19 wins, and just a lot of it's on reputation and strength of schedule, not by who they beat. I hate to be on this thin ice. I need 20 wins to lock that in. For Michigan, they haven't really beat anybody either.
Michigan?
No, they really haven't.
They just beat Wisconsin and Purdue.
Wisconsin is no longer RPI top 50. Purdue is actually a good win. I'll give them the Purdue one.
So then that's a win. You just said they didn't beat anybody lately.
They haven't. Okay, that's your one all year, and you're going for an at-large bid.
No, I'm just saying you said lately. You didn't say all year. You said lately.
I'm talking all year.
Okay, then no, they really haven't. Well, they barely lost to Wisconsin beforehand. That was
Wisconsin's not a good team.
I know, but same earlier in the year. But no, they haven't played anybody ranked besides Wisconsin and UCLA. They got manslaughtered.
Yeah.
But other than that, they didn't.
Didn't play anybody.
No.
I think 2 wins gets them both in. I don't think it'll happen. If you look at it, Michigan State's lost something like 7 of 9 down the stretch.
You don't think Michigan State is going to get 2 wins in the tournament?
No, I don't have faith in them. They should, but I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up here tonight. And holy crap, the YouTube live stream hasn't shit out yet.
I know.
Not YouTube live stream, Facebook live stream. Hi, everybody watching there. You're still here, surprisingly. WBC began at 4:30 this morning Eastern time, with Team Israel knocking off Team South Korea in a 2-1 10 inning game.
Upset,
yeah. Team Israel is, they're just here, and Korea is Korean baseball is actually pretty good. Pitching's not that great, but boy, the guys hitting that for a lot of power that come out of that.
Amazing bat flips too.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
yes, they do.
YouTube KBO bat flip compilations. Oh, they're so great. They're glorious. You think Jose Batista's,
As a bat throw.
Yeah.
Is glorious. Oh, the KBO, the bat flips are just they're so much better. And the Lions have re-signed veteran long snapper Don Muhlbach.
Who cares?
Exactly. Yay!
Donnie M's coming back.
Yeah, I've got
Why did we pick a long snapper in the 6th round last year if we're going to keep re-signing the same guy? Yay! Yeah. All right, that is going to wrap up this 131st episode of Motor City Uncut, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. Join us each and every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here at detroit.themajors.net. So for Shawn, Adam, I'm Dorf. We'll see you guys next time.